Do you ever find yourself getting stuck in a bit of a musical rut, playing the same way each time you pick up your guitar? But here's the thing, if you just change one simple thing, it can make a massive impact on the way that you play. Let me show you how. I've always been a firm believer that in music, it's not always about what you play, but how it's played and delivered. So if you just add a couple of 1%ers here and there where you think more attentively about your dynamics, your articulation, the way you move from note to note, can actually add up and make a massive amount of difference in your playing, and actually is what helps create your own unique sound as a musician. We'll go through a really generic 4-chord sequence, a 1-4 6-5 sequence in the key of G. So G would be the 1, C would be the 4, your minor 6 is E minor, and then D is your 5. The first step is, let me play the sequence really generically. I'll add no emotion, no life, and I'll just play it as though I am a robot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to change up my subdivision. So rather than just counting semi-breeze, so 1, 2, 3, 4 single strokes, I'll change a little bit of my subdivide. So I'll add in a couple of crotchets and quavers over the E minor chord. Notice how this will instantly breathe life into the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take the C chord this time and arpeggiate it. So we're going to pick out any random notes. It doesn't really matter as long as it's in time. So as long as it fits within the 4-beat count, we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next stage is, let's start to introduce suspensions. Suspensions are a really great way of adding in tension into a chord sequence without running the risk of it being almost dissonant and clashing with someone else in a band on the second to last chord. So the dominant for the 5 chord on this sequence. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to remove our middle finger as though we're giving the big middle finger to someone, and invite this high E, this top E. So now that is a D suspended 2. We can also add our pinky if we wanted to do the suspended 4 on the 3rd fret of the E string. So we now have a suspended 2 and suspended 4 to play around and decorate this chord with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our final step then is we are going to introduce some little melodic passages, melodic fragments. So because we are in the key of G, the perfect scale to kind of play around with here would be the E minor, the open position E minor pentatonic. So actually, if you pick and choose any of those notes over a chord, it will fit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play around with your subdivide. Think about your dynamics and touch. Not everything has to be heavy-handed. You can play around with your light and everything in between. Think about the suspended chords, suspended 2 and 4. Think about your arpeggios as well, so you can pluck out certain notes to highlight and accentuate them, and then throw in lead melodic lines around the chords as a way to voice lead and get to and from in the most creative way possible. The bonus level here is I'll start to add around with different inversions across my fretboard. Let's say you're playing in a band and you've got 2 guitarists, maybe a keyboard player. Rather than getting you to just play in the same octaves the same way and double and basically just create a load of mid-range, actually you can start to sort of play out a little bit and go into different octaves, and that helps create some uniqueness and separation in your own playing. On the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fundamentally a great way to kind of start to re-energize and reinvigorate what otherwise may be a pretty stale and boring and generic 4-chord wonder. Try and introduce maybe at least one, if not all, of those various stages of how to reinvigorate a chord sequence without actually reinventing the wheel. As always, guys, thank you very much for making it this far. It's very much appreciated. It would be greatly appreciated if you would like and subscribe. But until next time, I'll see you on the next one.